Guys, how you doing? I hope we can talk for a second. I want to tell you guys something, okay? I'm going to give you 100% vulnerability with radical honesty. I want to let you know the reasons why I hate liberalism so much without hiding behind a mask. I'm just going to pour out and tell you guys all about me. If you haven't watched my testimony video, I'm just going to expound a little bit about my life and bring you into my life so you can understand from my perspective of why I hate liberalism with a passion and why I have a war on liberalism and also the unholy trinity, which is just to educate you all on this, okay? It is Islam, globalism, and liberalism. I have a war especially on liberalism. So, I was born in Chicago, Illinois. South Side, 56 in Marshfield. I saw tons of people get murdered. People selling drugs, gunshots at night, street fights, pimps, drug dealers, etc. We left Chicago, moved to Minneapolis in the early 90s. This is when Minneapolis was worse than Chicago. Minneapolis was called Murderapolis. Minneapolis was the murder capital of the United States at the time, and we moved on 34th and 5th, right in Southside Minneapolis, the Blood neighborhood, and there was a war going on between Bloods and Crips. I lost tons of friends. I had people murdered in my backyard, my front yard, and down the street. I even had family get murdered right there in Minneapolis. So, of course, by me being overly saturated, or I should say submerged in a liberal environment, I didn't know what else to do. So I joined gangs. And I'm going to tell you guys this. I've sold drugs. I have been violent at a point in my time. I have sold guns. I have been locked up numerous times for violent crimes, assaults, and etc. At the age of 20, I almost threw my life away. I was looking at close to 80 years in prison. But at the age of 20, I was a flaming liberal. I blamed the white man for everything. And I knew I was intelligent, but because of my upbringing and the people that I grew up around and the friends that I hung out with, and just because of my environment and my culture, I thought that being intelligent or learning to articulate yourself or being concerned with self-preservation was something that the white man did. Because of my upbringing, all I was taught was that the white man is the enemy, that the police is against you, the establishment is against you, all America is against you, that the chips are stacked against you. These are the cards that you are dealt with, so play the hand that you have the best that you can. Be a gangster rapper, sell drugs, disrespect women, disrespect the cops, go to war with your own brothers, be an absentee father like my father. That is what I was taught, because it's not about what people tell me, it's about what they do. And that is something that liberals don't understand. Now, my mother, she was a single parent. She did her best, but like most single parents, my mother was completely dependent on welfare. But I grew up in a home where I wasn't even safe there, because there was tons of emotional, physical, and mental and verbal abuse. So I have severe PTSD because of my upbringing, and also from having tons of street fights, gang fights, being shot at, being shot. I have a lot of pain, but it's all because of liberalism, that I grew up in these kind of environments. Liberalism does this. Liberalism is nothing but slave tactics and methods to make people think that they are free from the plantation, but mentally they are still on the plantation. Think all the way back to the beginning. On a plantation, what was it like? Oh, we would give you your rations. You will not become educated. That's right. We're going to put the father against the mother and the father against the children and vice versa. The light skins against the dark skins. Don't you see the tribalism? Huh? Do you see it? Do you see how the nuclear family is completely broken down, how you cannot be educated? And if you got out of line and you started to think for yourself, and even if you were caught reading, you were killed. So what happened when those slaves became free? 100% of the African population voted Republican. What happened? The KKK, who are also the Dixiecrat Party, who were also the slave masters, started to murder the blacks and the whites. And then they said, we are going to give them welfare. And they will keep voting. We will keep them under control. And this is what liberalism has been doing to the black community ever since. But it's not the white man's fault. Every problem that we struggle with in the United States is self-afflicted. And I'm talking about this is from the black all the way to the other side of the coin, all the way to white, because liberalism is systemic now. The nuclear family is being destroyed at epic proportions that I have never ever witnessed before in my life. Because of liberalism, my race is nearly extinct. From black males being incarcerated to black males killing black males. From absentee fathers. And then also to toss into the equation, because of liberalism, the radical homosexual movement and also abortion. That makes me want to cry because it breaks my heart. And as I said before, as I alluded to earlier, it's systemic. It was domestic when it started, and now it is here and abroad. Liberalism is killing us. It is a disease, and it slowly causes mental deterioration. It gets rid of your critical thinking skills. If you look at all the inner cities, and I call them the plantations because they are all controlled by Democrats with their failed policies, as you notice that education is virtually non-existent. Jobs are not there. It's a very volatile environment. It's hostile to outsiders or to those who come with a different message. Hence, emphasis on this, okay? Well, if you are black, you are considered a Uncle Tom. You're a coon. You're a Sambo. You're a house nigger. You're a field nigger, etc. On and on and on and on. I can tie it all together for you because I have been on the far left before. But see, I freed my mind when I started to read and take personal accountability and stop blaming everyone else and stop asking and expecting handouts. And I said that the only way that I can make it in this life is if I were to strive to be the greatest man that I can be. And I am responsible for my own failures, and everything that I lack is because of me. So that when I work hard, everything that I have gained is because of my hard work. So that when I have my kids, that they will say, my daddy did not give me lip service. My dad did what he had to do. That's because that's how people truly learn. Not by what you say, but they see what you do. Guys, the reason why I open up my heart to you all is because I love my American people. I'm talking about all shades. If you love this flag and you love my Jesus Christ, you are my brother and my sister. That's all that matters to me. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, share, utilizing every platform of social media. I hope someone sees this video and this touches you in your heart and it opens your mind, and you can start to see that no one is responsible for your failures. No one is responsible for what you lack. The white man is not your enemy. The only enemy is yourself. Love you all. Bye-bye.